Hey, Grandma, how's it going?
Oh, please, honey, would you mind calling me Claire? I've only asked you 1,000 times.
Oh, right, sorry. Grandma makes you feel too old, right?
Old? It makes me feel ancient. I didn't move to Florida to feel old.
You didn't? But Florida is full of old people. What did you go there to feel like?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I have to be like them, adapt to their environment. Just because I'm in Florida doesn't mean I'm turning into a lizard, right, doll?
Well, no, I mean, you aren't turning into a lizard, are you? Because if you are, you need to tell me so that I can get an interview with you. That would be great for the paper. My editor would really appreciate that.
Ha ha, so funny. Although I probably should take it easy with the tanning for a little while. I possibly could be turning into a lizard if I'm not careful.
Yeah, your boyfriend may not like that. That is, if he ever actually met you.
Hey, we'll meet someday, don't you worry. He's just working a few things out.
Uh-huh.
I know you're suspicious, but honestly, he's a good guy. Just because we met online doesn't mean he's... What is it you kids call it?
Catfishing you?
That's right, catfishing me. We aren't all as cynical as that.
I know you're lonely and looking for some companionship, Claire, but isn't there anyone else in the community you can hang out with? Someone, whose face you can see.
These old men? Who wants to see those faces? Yuck.
Well, how old is, what's his name again? Mystery Man?
His name is Simon, and he's not a mystery man. He's a semi-retired defense contractor who lives in Washington, D.C.
A defense contractor? You mean like a hired soldier?
Well, he used to be, sometimes still is.
How old is this guy?
He's 62. Cool, huh?
Oh, so he's like some Liam Neeson type or something?
Yeah, rugged and masculine. He can really get the job done.
And he likes older women, I presume.
Oh, come on, I'm not that much older than him. And besides, it's not like we're looking to get married or anything.
Yeah, I know, but how do you know that he isn't married?
He's not. He's a widower.
Oh, did his wife die in a mysterious boating accident?
No, it was a car accident.
Well, I don't know. It still seems kind of suspicious to me.
Well, you're always suspicious, though.
Hey, I'm a journalist. It's my job to be suspicious.
Yes, and that's why you're so good at it.
Well, I'm trying. I'm doing my best, but I don't know if it really gets me anywhere.
Oh, that's nonsense. Didn't you say you were hoping to get that promotion?
Yeah, to the mayoral beat, but I'm hoping. It doesn't mean I'll get it. I'm so sick of covering traffic and weather.
Well, I don't know, honey. There's a lot to write about the weather in Florida.
Yeah, but with the elections coming up, this could be my big break. It's supposed to be a very contentious campaign.
I don't know why you want to involve yourself in all that. That all just stresses me out way too much. All that political nonsense. I hate it. I always have.
Yet you want to date a defense contractor who lives in D.C.
Well, so what? What's wrong with that?
Nothing, but you do know what defense contractors do, don't you?
Well, no, not really. They contract in defense.
Well, offense, defense, when you're facing a loaded gun, what's the difference?
Ugh, I don't want to hear about guns, please.
So what do you two talk about for so long?
Well, we stay up for hours. We talk about everyone. Our lives, our families.
Families, huh? So he has one? Does he have any kids?
Oh, no, he and his wife never had any. She couldn't, after the forced hysterectomy and all.
The forced hysterectomy?
Yes, it really was a tragic thing. You see, his wife was a slave woman that he found in Afghanistan on one of his tours.
Uh-huh.
And he brought her back and taught her English and got her an education and a job at the local chocolate factory.
Wow, what a saint.
Yes, but the bad men had already taken away her ability to have children, so she couldn't have a family. And then she died in that fiery 18-car pileup 2 years ago, and that was all she wrote.
Oh, dear God.
Yes, it's all very tragic. So anyway, now he's alone in his big Georgetown townhouse and he talks to me. Oh, and sometimes we even watch movies together. We watch them at the same time and talk about them.
Oh, really? Like over Zoom?
Oh, no, he doesn't have a webcam.
He doesn't have a webcam? Well, why not?
Well, he doesn't trust them. I mean, you understand, him being involved with the government and all.
Right, sure. I guess so.
I mean, he wouldn't want his identity leaked to the wrong people and become, compromised, I think was the word he used.
Right, so have you seen a picture of him?
Oh, yes, he sent me lots of photos. He's very handsome.
And have you talked on the phone or anything like that?
Oh, yes, and he has a very deep, sexy voice, very masculine.
Does he, by any chance, have an accent?
Well, yes, a little bit of one. Why?
Oh, so he's not American.
Well, he said that he was American. He was born in America. I think maybe he's just kind of picked up a mix of accents, from all his travels.
Oh, right, sure. I guess that makes sense. But, he's never asked you for any money or anything, has he?
Well, no, of course not. He has plenty of his own money. I told you, Dory, he's not trying to scam me.
Okay, I was just asking.
I am not one of those silly old people that you see on the news who have had their whole life savings taken from some scammer, okay?
I think that's what all of those people said right before they went bankrupt, Grandma. Claire, I mean.
All right now, young lady, you watch yourself.
I'm watching.
Well, if you're so curious, why don't you just do an investigative piece on him then? Call 60 Minutes, call the FBI.
Maybe I will. Hey, Ed, I think I may have found a big story for you.
Oh yeah? Again? I sure hope it's bigger than the last one you said was so big.
Hey, I really thought that was a hurricane starting. I didn't realize it was just a wind machine. I was tired. Maybe you shouldn't work me so hard.
Yeah, well maybe you shouldn't work yourself so hard in all your extracurricular activities.
I'm young and hungry, Ed. What can I say?
So what's this big story you have cooking? And please don't say it's controversial. I just can't handle that today.
No, at least I don't think it is. I think I have a lead on a scammer.
A scammer? Like what? Some store in town is selling fake iPhones or something?
No, nothing like that. I think it's more like an online thing.
You mean like a Nigerian prince type of thing or something?
Well, I don't know, maybe. Something like that, yeah.
Okay, well, what is it? Lay it on me, Woodward.
Well, he's this weird guy who calls himself Simon.
Go on.
And he's supposedly a defense contractor who lives in D.C.
A defense contractor like Blackwater? D.C.?
Yeah, he apparently owns a townhouse in Georgetown.
Oh, a well-to-do mercenary type.
Yeah, sure, right.
So you're smelling a rat, I presume?
Oh, yes, a big, fat rat.
Well, why? What evidence do you have? As a journalist, you have to ask yourself those pesky essential questions.
Well, I don't know yet. I haven't figured that out.
Has he asked her for any money yet?
Well, no.
Any gifts of any kind? Anything of value?
Not that she's told me.
So they just talk on the internet?
Well, yeah, but he refuses to talk over video.
Well, if he's a defense contractor, that makes sense. I wouldn't want to have a webcam.
You too, then?
Well, hey, what can I tell you, kid? You don't have a whole heck of a lot to go on with this.
Simon.
This Simon character. I mean, have you ever considered the idea that he could be legit?
Yes, Ed, of course I have, but it still doesn't pass the sniff test.
Well, why not?
She said he told her his wife died in a car accident and she was an Afghan refugee.
Well, okay, that's not impossible.
Yeah, well, I guess you're right.
Don't let your own bias get in the way of your job, Dory.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, if you have some sort of a problem with your grandmother finding love or something.
What? No, I have no problem with that, not at all. I just don't want her getting scammed out of her savings. Or getting her heart broken, okay? And I don't want it to happen to anybody else if this person is doing what I think they are.
Well, you can look into it all you want, but not on company time.
But, Ed, this is important if it's affecting our senior community.
But it's not, and you have no evidence as of this time to prove otherwise. End of story.
Fine, fine.
Now get back into the office. Have you seen the forecast? It's hot and sunny. Come in and write about it.
Yes, sir.
Hello, dear. How's it going? Working on any big stories this week?
Oh, hey, Claire. Yeah, I'm looking into a few things. How's it going?
Oh, pretty good. Okay, not good at all. In fact, terrible. I don't know what to do, honey.
Oh no, what's going on, Grandma? I mean, Claire.
It's Simon. He's been arrested overseas.
What? What do you mean?
He just got a message to me through one of his people, Bruno.
Bruno?
Bruno is one of his assistants.
Oh, I see. Wait, I thought you said he was retired.
Semi-retired, I said.
Oh, right, yeah. Semi.
Well, apparently he was scouting a mission in Ukraine. He's been helping the resistance there.
Oh, okay, right.
They were near the border of Russia helping rebuild a children's hospital when all of a sudden they were bombarded with artillery fire.
Uh-huh, sure.
And then a platoon of young Russian soldiers swooped in all hopped up on potato vodka and bootleg Slim Jims.
Oh, that's a toxic brew right there.
Yes, and that's what I was thinking, but they took Simon and his men hostage. Dory, and now they want a ransom.
Oh, they do they? And Simon's assistant Bruno is asking for your help in this?
Well, yes. I mean, he really doesn't have anyone else. His wife is dead and he doesn't have any children, like I said.
Well, I thought Simon had a whole boatload of money. Can't Bruno just use that?
Well, apparently only Simon has all of the passcodes to the accounts, and considering he's being held hostage by the Russians, Bruno can't really access that right now.
Uh-huh, right.
But he assured me that Simon would pay me back, and he will, I know he will. I just have to get him free, Dory, don't you understand?
How much is Bruno asking you for, Claire?
Well, just 100.
$100?
1,000.
Wait. $100,000?
Well, yes, but Dory, you don't understand. They said they were going to cut off his fingers. His fingers, Dory.
Claire, have you given them anything?
Well, no, not yet.
Don't give them a dime.
But his fingers, Dory, the Russians, his fingers.
Claire, if you weren't at least a little bit suspicious of all of this, you would have already given him the money. You wouldn't have told me about it first, right?
Well, yeah, maybe. Maybe you're right, I don't know.
Yes, go with your first instinct and stick with me being right.
Well, okay.
Just cease all communication with Bruno or Simon or whoever they are, and save all of your communications with them.
Well, okay, sure, I will.
Just sit tight, Claire.
Oh, honey, was I scammed?
No, you weren't. You didn't give them anything, remember?
But I almost did. I thought he was real. Oh, honey, I am one of those old people.
It's okay, Grandma.
Claire!
Okay, sorry, Claire. It's okay, Claire. It doesn't mean you're old or stupid. It just means that they're evil.
Well, okay, thank you for saying so. What are we going to do, honey? I hate the idea of this happening to any other poor old bag like me.
Oh, stop it. You aren't an old bag.
But what are we going to do?
I don't know, but I'll think of something. They can't get away with this. They won't. FBI tip line. How may I help you today? Yes, my name is Dory Modine, and I may have information regarding an internet scammer. Oh, an internet scammer. Well, we at the Federal Bureau of Investigation take scammers of all varieties very seriously. Well, that's good, because this appears to be a particularly vicious type of scammer. Please tell me about it. Well, it's someone who goes by the name of Simon, who claims to be a defense contractor. You mean a defense contractor working on behalf of the United States of America? Well, yes, I believe so. And he's scamming the US government in some way, that's what you're saying? Well, no, he's scamming my grandmother. You see, he basically tricked her over a series of months into falling in love with him. And now that she has, he's claiming that he needs ransom money for the Russians. For the Russians? Do the Russians have him? What did you say his name was? No, the Russians don't actually have him. Well, then who does? No one has him. I'm sorry, is this some kind of a joke or something? Some TikTok challenge? What? No, I'm being serious. My grandma is being scammed. Are you trying to waste the FBI's time? Because it's a federal offense to waste the FBI's time, you know. I am not wasting the FBI's time. I'm just trying to make sure that this criminal is stopped. Ma'am, I'm sorry, but it appears that the only criminal in this situation is you. What? What are you talking about? Well, filing a false report and all. I am not filing a false report. This actually happened. Okay, slow down and tell me what happened. I already told you what happened. A man is trying to extort my grandmother. And your grandmother is Russian, you say? You know what? Never mind. Thanks anyway. Wait, you're hanging up? Yeah, it's okay. I think I'll just take my chances solving this on my own. But wait, don't hang up. The call will be done in 10 seconds. Hey, Grandma, how are you doing? Sorry, Claire, I mean.
It's okay, dear. You can call me Grandma. I officially feel old now anyway. Might as well make it official.
Oh, come on. I'll call you whatever you want me to call you.
Well, I'm just so embarrassed. I can't believe I fell for Simon or whatever his name is.
Hey, it's okay. It's not your fault. He took advantage of you. You're not the one who did something wrong.
I was stupid.
No, you were just vulnerable and lonely. And besides, you didn't give him any money.
I guess it's just since your grandfather died, you know.
Yeah, I know.
And I guess this was my way of showing myself that I was finally over that first initial wave of grief, I guess. Maybe I should have picked a local singles club instead.
Yeah, maybe, but that's scary, Grandma. I get it. I'm scared to meet people too. Online is so much easier. But we just don't know what we're in for when we do that, or who we're talking to.
Well, I guess I found that out the hard way.
Hey, cheer up. There's plenty of fish in the sea.
Well, darling, at my age, the fish are rapidly becoming extinct.
Well, if we don't do something about this shark and fast, he'll be preying on more sad little fish like you before we know it.
Are you saying I'm a sad little fish?
Well, in these circumstances, can you deny it?
Okay, well, I suppose I can't. You're right, dear. So what about the FBI? Didn't you say we could maybe talk to them?
The FBI, well, they weren't interested.
But why? How could they not have been interested in someone pretending to be a defense contractor for the State Department?
Well, I think they thought I was guilty of something.
Well, isn't that just typical? We go to law enforcement for help and they just blow us off.
Yeah, I know.
You know what it is? It's because we're women.
Well, I don't know.
No, that's exactly what it is. How else would you explain us being ignored by people who are supposedly sworn to protect us time and time again?
That's a good question, Grandma. I don't know.
Well, you should look into it, but your silly little editor probably would allow that either, now would he? Ugh, I swear, Dory, the revolution has come and gone, and we missed it.
You know what, Grandma?
What? Oh, no.
I have an idea.
Okay, what is it?
So have you heard from Simon or whoever since you stopped responding to him?
Well, of course, only every other hour. Bruno's texts are getting more and more desperate.
Well then, let's give him what he wants.
But what do you mean?
I'll talk to him, pose as you. We'll get to the bottom of this, get the evidence, and turn them in.
Oh my, do you really think you can do that?
We can do that, Grandma.
But couldn't it be dangerous?
I don't know, maybe, but I'm a journalist. I have to find out. It's in my nature. Hello? Hello, is this Bruno?
Yes, this is Bruno. Claire?
Yes, hello.
Claire, you have finally decided to respond. Oh, thank God. I thank you. Simon, thank you.
Yes, well, I'm sorry that I didn't respond sooner. It was just that I was afraid.
Please, he is in a desperate way. The Russians, they have him. They are taking his fingers, you see.
They're still taking his fingers? How many do they have now?
All of them. They have all of his fingers.
Oh, and his thumbs too?
Well, no, not the thumbs. Not yet. But they say if we don't get them the money in one day, they take the thumbs too.
So, you're an assistant of Simon, you said?
Well, yes, I am Simon's assistant. I have worked with Simon for a very long time.
Oh, really? And in what capacity?
Well, what do you mean?
Well, what do you do for him?
Well, I am an assistant, so I assist him in things.
Uh-huh.
Please, we need the money right away. We cannot wait any longer.
And how much money was that you wanted again?
$100,000.
Right, $100,000. American currency, I presume, not Russian?
Yes. They said that American would be best.
So, can you tell me again the name of the town in Ukraine that Simon was taken hostage in?
Well, the big one.
Oh, the big one. You can't be more specific?
Well, we do not know for sure. We just know the general area around which it happened.
So, if you know the general area and it's a big city, wouldn't it stand to reason that you'd know the name of the city?
Well, it's a secret. It's a secret, they said.
Wait, it's a secret where he was taken from or where he is now?
Both are secrets.
Well, I'm sorry. I mean, I care for Simon and all, but I can't just give 100,000 big ones away. If we don't even know what city he's in.
Okay, it was, hold on. Let me see.
You're looking it up on Google, aren't you?
Kiev! It was near Kiev.
Oh, okay, that's nowhere near the border, Bruno, but...
Well, I don't know for sure. A fog of war and all, you know?
Well, okay, Bruno, you sold me.
What, really?
Yep, let's save the bastard.
So, are you going to pay?
I pay.
Oh, yay!
But
But
only in person.
only in person?
No wire transfers, no PayPal, in person, face to face.
But I'm in...
Yes, you are in where? Did you forget your backstory? Either show up in person or nothing.
Okay, fine. I come to you. When?
Tomorrow, I'll meet you at the airport at the baggage carousel. I'll wear a big red hat.
Hello? 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 Hello?
Well, we have to say, Dory, we are very impressed. Why, thank you. The FBI isn't in the habit of apologizing, so we won't. Because we don't make mistakes, you got that? Oh, yes, of course. But without your bold and brave actions, the scammer known as Simon and Bruno is finally being brought to justice. Well, I figured when he was willing to meet in person, that was enough evidence to finally make you guys take me seriously. Well, I had a feeling, but it was the higher-ups that needed convincing. Right, sure. But seriously, you did a good job, even though it was stupid of you to want to meet him on your own. It's a good thing you have a smart and savvy grandma to talk you out of it. Obviously, that didn't get passed down to you. Hey, she's the one who fell for all of this in the first place, remember? Yeah, well, whatever. So who is this guy, this Simon Bruno whatever? Well, his name is Hakim Ajan. Oh, okay. And Jerome Kyles. Oh, all right. And Carlina Pavetta and Chan Wu. And about a dozen other aliases. To tell you the truth, I don't know who the hell he is yet, but I promise you, by God, the FBI will figure it out. Right, well, when you do, I hope you lock him up and throw away the key. Is it true what I heard, that this wasn't the first time? Yes, sadly it wasn't. So far we found 2 other victims. One was an 82-year-old woman who gave her life fortune to him after he posed as a firefighter who had cancer. Oh my God, what a monster! And the other is a widower in his 70s who thought he was a nurse who needed money to save her house and was in love with him. And I'm sure there's more where that came from. I can't wait to start digging into this guy with my professional resources. Oh, well, you can't do that. What do you mean I can't do that? I'm a journalist. That's my job. Well, we believe it best if you just let us handle this for now. Well, I'm sorry, but this happened to us as well, and there's no one better to write about it. But Please don't. But why not? Well, it's rather embarrassing. We blew you off, remember? And not to mention the national security concerns. Well, that's the United States government problem, not mine, ma'am. Hey, Grandma, have you heard the good news?
Heard or read? If you mean your article was published in the paper finally, then yes. And wow, I am so proud, dear.
And not only that, John Carson is being sentenced today at 4 p.m. Finally some justice for all those people whose lives he destroyed.
How many were it altogether, they said?
20 people he scammed, him and that other guy together. We're taking millions of dollars.
And if it wasn't for you, they'd still be out there doing this to people. Not that anyone is giving you the recognition that you deserve.
Oh, believe me, they're trying to give me plenty of recognition. I just keep on turning them down.
Well, what are you turning down?
Interviews, stuff like that.
Well, like who? Who wanted to talk to you? Anybody big?
Well, the Today Show, Good Morning America.
What? Are you kidding? What? And you aren't talking to them?
Well, I don't know, Grandma. I mean, then they became interested in me.
Well, yeah, of course they may be.
Right, and if some big outlet offers me a job somewhere, I might have to leave my little market here in Florida. With you.
Honey, I'll be fine. I'm not some old lady, not yet, and you're young. You have a career. I want you to spread your wings and fly. Fly away and shine, darling.
Really? Well, I have always wanted to meet Savannah Guthrie.
So go meet her then.
Well, okay, I will.
And say hello to Hoda for me.
Dory went on the Today Show that week to tell Savannah and Hoda her and Claire's story. It generated huge buzz online and ended up going viral and led to a book deal for Dory. She ended up selling the movie rights to Netflix for 7 figures and was recently hired by the Washington Post. Claire stayed in Florida and tried her chances on the local dating scene. She ended up meeting a nice gentleman named Jack, who was divorced and had one adult son. They enjoy movies and bowling and long walks on the beach and the occasional stolen kiss in the moonlight. John Carson and his accomplice Angelo Jackson were both sentenced to 7.5 years in prison for their roles in the scheme to defraud millions from unsuspecting older people.